What up, BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram threads, real Brandon Janeau Show. That's real Brandon Janeau Show. Facebook, the Brandon Janeau Show, and of course TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. Man, go follow me on all of those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really, where you go is the YouTube channel, man. Brandon Janeau Show YouTube channel. Go uh, subscribe, comment, like the vids, like the shorts. Um, yeah, let's get into it, man. So this is a wrestling life slash deep dive. I mean, I kind of got I gotta merge these two series together again because I got a lot I want to really talk about in a sense. One thing I definitely want to talk about in this wrestling life deep dive is the fact that I did a lot of these last year. I did a lot of these wrestling life deep dives because just doing a wrestling life, it wasn't gonna just because that's more about the topics that's going on, everything that's going on. I could kind of just do, but this is simply about WrestleMania 42, um, and how I have me personally, I have little to no interest in this fucking WrestleMania. Last year when I used to do these deep dives, um, it felt this last year's WrestleMania 41 by all accounts was just terrible. The build sucked. I was the only one, like 2 months before the damn event even happened, that was like, this shit don't make no sense. Everything about this WrestleMania just doesn't feel like WrestleMania. And I said this last week about WrestleMania this year, and I said all it feels like is they're dressing it up. It's just a more dressed up WrestleMania. They basically are taking what they did last year, a bunch of multi-man matches, and are just making it one on one. Great, but then again, it's no story being told, and you're trying to explain that to people, and then they sit here and tell you that you sit here and say, "Oh man, that's a story. Oh man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Bro, there's no story to be told. WrestleMania 41 last year was a complete and utter fucking flop. It sucked. It wasn't good. I said for 2 fucking months, this WrestleMania is gonna fucking suck. And I said it for 2 damn months that it was gonna suck. And basically what I saw and I am seeing in this WrestleMania build is the same thing. And we are literally now getting what Monday will be 2 fucking weeks. Well, Friday really will be the start of the 2 weeks. We will be 2 weeks from WrestleMania. And I cannot tell you one bit of this WrestleMania card that I am generally excited for. I can tell you one match that I'm generally excited for, but it depends on how it fucking actually goes. And that is Oba and Brock Lesnar. That's the only one that I generally care about. And it feels like WrestleMania. That's insane to say that you have had months. January 31st. We are now in April 1st. You did a February 2nd Roman Reigns Punk moment. Roman picks Punk, and ever since then, they have not been able to build that fucking story. And people will sit there and say, "Oh man, this is a story." No, the fuck, it's not. It's not a story. I have said this numerous damn times. This is not a story. And they will sit here and lie. There is no story. You know what's crazy is that you take Roman out the story, and it actually generally makes sense. If it was Punk and the Usos, it makes sense. And I've seen people sit there with a straight down face on social media and say, "Oh man, the problem with this story is CM Punk." No, it's not. The problem with the story is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns does not fit this story. Roman Reigns has no reason to have a fucking WrestleMania title match this year. I have said this numerous times. You don't take the belt off of him 2 fucking years ago, then to put him back in a storyline for a title. You told him basically he's past the title. And if you actually listen to Roman Reigns talk, has he ever referred to this World Heavyweight Championship? He hasn't even thought, said, or believed that he wants that title because he actually generally gives a fuck about that title. This is why I say people are fucking cult-like following stan motherfuckers. I cannot stand y'all because you sit there with this dumbass takes because you just like the bloodline. For real, bruh. There is no story with the bloodline. Nobody wants to say this. There's no story. You put them back together, what's the story? You've already ran through every fucking sense of a segment or a decision or a possible moment that you could have thought of. What's the fucking story? You put the belt on Roman Reigns and go back with the original bloodline, which is him and the Usos. What's the story? There is no fucking story. Nobody wants to admit that shit. There is no story. There is nothing you can do outside of having Jey Uso beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. There's no reason for you to do a fucking story. But y'all don't want Jey. You want Jimmy. And right at this point, why the fuck would Jimmy turn on Roman? Which is kind of stupid because Jimmy's the one that actually turned on fucking Roman first. It wasn't Jey. But because Jey was so over with the crowd and everybody wanted Jey to be the one, they went with Jey. Jey was the one that took the most abuse. But this is why I don't like this damn storyline that they're trying to portray, because at the end of the day, what the fuck is the story? You basically are doing the same shit you did for fucking 3.5 years, 4.5 years, which is Jey and Roman, and now you're gonna have Jimmy be the one in Jey's shoes and challenging Roman for the tribal chief. And let's be real, Jimmy's not beating Roman. He's not taking a belt from Roman. That shit's not happening. So again, I ask the question, what the fuck are we doing this for? Why is Roman having a goddamn WrestleMania title match? He doesn't even want the fucking belt. He doesn't want the world title. And you fucking know it. He has never, ever in his life spoke on this belt with actual positive reinforcement. I truly believe they didn't know what the fuck to do. They didn't want to do Cody and Roman at Roman 3 at WrestleMania. That was at that point, you're burning people the fuck out. You already burned them out, but you're really burning people the fuck out. It should have been Cody and CM Punk. And instead, you went with Roman and CM Punk. And I've said this for months. What's the story? People kept sitting there and telling me that there's a story. There's no story. I said the first time they got in the ring together, I said the same shit. The first time they got in the ring, I said, bro, you basically have to go personal because there's no story. There's no story. The second time they got in the ring, this man talking about this man's deceased father. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck are we doing? Nobody wants to admit this. They have no story. Roman and Punk never had a story. They never did. And now it's to the point now. Now they have gotten to the point now where, and I literally said this. I said this the first time they got in the ring? Maybe it was the second promo. I literally said outside of I fucking said this shit. I said all of this shit that I'm saying right now, I'm rehashing it because I got to. Everything I said was at a certain point, Roman and Punk are not going to have a goddamn reason to talk. They're just going to fucking start punching each other. And that's basically what the fuck has happened. They had to start brawling because they have no fucking story. And then on top of that, the reason why you did Punk putting Roman through the announce table this time around is because you want to write Roman off for next week because he's not going to be in Houston. Which again goes into why the fuck is he in this story? Why is he here? Why the fuck are you doing this? Why is he doing a WrestleMania match? Why? Nobody can explain this shit. And yet you want me to be excited for this. You only did that so Roman could be written off of TV for this week. Which again makes me really question, what the fuck are you going to do when it's not this week? You already had the big brawl blowout. I don't want to see them two get in the ring in Sacramento and then cut another promo. What the fuck are you talking for? You've already beat the shit out of each other. What the? He's put you through an announce table. You put him through an announce table. What the fuck else do you need to talk about? Roman might as well just skip the fucking next two Raws. Why is he there? Why is he there? What the fuck do you need to build? What are you there for? I don't think I am so fucking just done with this storyline. I'm so ready for this fucking match. Get this shit over with. I am so fucking done. I swear. People that sit here and continuously glaze this fucking dude in this storyline that's so, again, I go into it, like I said, it's fucking nostalgia. That's all the fuck y'all care about. You want to fucking relive a feeling, not realizing that feeling is gone. That feeling is gone, bro. You're not getting that Roman bloodline peak shit ever again. It's over. And why would you want that? You would want the company to get better. You want the company to tell actual genuine stories. And yet you're sitting there saying, let's do that again. I don't understand you. I don't understand the fans nowadays because a lot of y'all aren't real fans. You're fans of a person. This stand-like culture shit gotta die. Roman winning that belt at WrestleMania would be the dumbest fucking thing that WWE can do. You basically went fucking backwards. And I've said this numerous fucking times. You cannot go backwards. Because then all you're doing is rehashing the same fucking story you already told for 4.5 fucking years. And if you can't and if you don't know that, you're the problem. You're the problem. WrestleMania Night 2 main event is Punk versus Roman. I have little to no interest in this match. It's going to be a great match. Don't get it twisted. It's going to be a great fucking match. But I have no interest in this match. None. Which brings me to what was announced this past Monday. Two of my favorite wrestlers in the business today is Seth Rollins and Gunther. And now they're going to go one-on-one at WrestleMania. We all know why. Seth has no path. Gunther has no path. That's basically what it is. Seth has no match. Gunther has no match. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. They said Braun Breaker was cleared, but they want to wait to do that match with a bigger. I don't know why the fuck you would. That's so fucking stupid, but I guess do your thing, man. Do your fucking thing. I wouldn't fucking do that, but that's very fucking stupid. But anyway, the match between Seth and Gunther is going to be awesome. It's going to be one of the best matches on the entire fucking card. I cannot wait to see that match, to be honest with you. I love Seth Rollins. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of this time period, of this era. I love Gunther. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of this era, of this time period. But to have a nothing match is very fucking stupid. It's just stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. It's very fucking stupid. I don't understand why you would have a nothing match with two of the best in-ring competitors that you have. It's a nothing match. Now, people can sit there and say, it's a match. It's something. No, it's not. It has no reason to be done. There is no reason to be done. Except if you actually give it a reason. And this is what I've also, and this is since Monday, this is what I've been thinking. If I was if I was booking WrestleMania, this is what the fuck I would do. You know, the one knock on WrestleMania 41 last year is that you had a main event, night one that had no stakes. Just a triple threat match, no stakes on the line. Nothing happened. It was just Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. That was the match. No stakes on the line, nothing. Nothing happened. What you should have done, and I said this last year, what you should have done is had the winner go to the next night, which was the WWE Championship match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. You should have had that go that next night and you should have had Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and Seth Rollins who won a triple threat match. You should have had Seth Rollins, and that should have been the main event for night 2. Depending on where you put this match, me personally, I'll put this night 1. The winner of this match should go to night 2 and be added to the Punk and Roman match. The reason why I say that, I know a lot of people, Roman fans, are already, no, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. We already saw that. Why would... Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. We're at this point in WrestleMania where you keep the belt on Punk. It's a better decision. I think it's the best decision to keep the belt on Punk. I don't see the point of taking the belt off Punk. It's so stupid. But if you're going to take the belt off of Punk, you need to give it to someone that never lost it, and Gunther never got a rematch. So if you decide to do this move, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You, 1, give the match between Seth and Gunther more stakes and a reason, and 2, adding one of them to that match, it's an element that they're not prepared for. Roman and Punk are prepared maybe for Seth, but Gunther, they're not prepared for Gunther. There's no way in hell they're prepared for fucking Gunther. And because you have a week of no Roman on TV, you can fucking do it. You can build that storyline with Punk and Roman, with Gunther, Seth, and Punk. And generally Gunther comes at Punk and says, I'm coming for you. I don't give a damn who wins at WrestleMania. I'm coming for you. Seth the same. You don't have to do a backstage set. You can do the same thing. Seth comes out and says the same thing to Punk. We ain't never been friends. I don't like you. I don't like Roman. And to be honest with you, after I whoop his ass, I would love to come in that match and beat y'all ass. And then Adam Pearce sets the fucking match. Winner of that match between Seth and Gunther goes against Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. That is what the fuck you need to do. The match was already going to be great. You now just added another level of fucking intrigue to WrestleMania Night 2. Because something that you need is fucking intrigue. Names ain't gonna get it done. You need something to generally make us want to tune in the next night. You need something. You need a cliffhanger. You need something to make us want to actually watch Roman and Punk. Not just because it's Roman and Punk. There needs to be something. And I said this last year, and I hope they fucking do it this year. Because as good as Roman, because here's the thing. Again, putting Roman as champion is very stupid at this moment. Punk may be taking time off after WrestleMania. You need to give that belt to somebody that's actually a genuine workhorse. And imagine if Seth gets added to that triple threat match. And again, he beats Roman and Punk. This time without Paul Heyman. But he beats them again. He becomes World Heavyweight Champion. And the next night, Braun Breaker comes back. And he spears the shit out of Seth Rollins. Now you have a match for Backlash. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the world title. There you go. You don't need to do all this extra. There you go. Hell, you can have Gunther get in the match. Gunther beats them. Gunther beats Punk and Roman. And he takes the belt from them. And now you got Gunther as the World Heavyweight Champion. And imagine the next night on Monday Night Raw, he's coming out. Punk and Roman are gone, but he comes out. And I'm the career killer, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm this, and I'm that. And whose fucking music hits? Whose fucking music hits? Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov pops up. And he challenges Gunther to the world title at or even more impactful. Gunther's out there cutting his promo. I'm the best. I'm the man. I'm the best. I'm the career killer. I'm the man. And doom. What the fuck is that? Obafemi? What the fuck? Obafemi comes out. And he's like, I just beat Brock Lesnar's ass. You don't think that I deserve to be a world champion? And you don't have to have Oba lose. You can do a smash finish at Backlash, but Gunther versus Oba at fucking Backlash, I'm tuning the fuck into that match. I'm watching that shit. I'm watching promos. I'm watching every Monday on fucking TV. I'm watching that shit like a motherfucker. But there needs to be something, generally speaking, that needs to be put on a line into that Gunther and Seth match. Outside of that, great fucking match. Again, a great fucking match. There's nothing on a line that makes me really care though. And can you build it in 2 weeks? Yes, you can build it in 2 weeks. But you gotta again, I say, this is technically the last Monday Night Raw because the Monday Night Raw before Mania, I know they're not gonna do anything to put anybody in any bad situation to miss fucking WrestleMania. That's what happened with Rey Mysterio last year. Rey Mysterio had a match on Friday Night SmackDown, and then he got hurt. And then he got hurt. Excuse me. And then he got hurt, and they had to take him out the match against Chad Gable and put him against Rey Fenix. Now that could happen to anyone, but you're not putting Seth Rollins in a match. You're not putting Gunther in a match. You're not putting CM Punk and Roman Reigns in matches. You're not putting them in matches. So why the fuck are we gonna do all that? I would prefer that they use the 2 nights actually. I would have Seth and Gunther night one. Winner goes to night two main event, and I would have them beat Punk or Roman. I would have them win the fucking title. I don't give a fuck if it's Seth or it's Gunther. I would have them win the world title because then you can tell an actual, genuine story moving forward. You take the ball off of Punk and put it on Roman. Who the fuck is his first opponent? Who's Roman's first opponent? Because he's not going to be there. He's not coming back to maybe Crown Jewel, which is like in June, or Clash in Italy, which is at the end of May. So he's not going to be there till May. Then he probably worked Crown Jewel. He probably works Crown Jewel. No, that's not Crown Jewel. Night of Champions. He might work Night of Champions because in Saudi, and that's in June. You got to realize no money in the bank in July, so that shit's gone. So he probably works June, and then he's probably gone for July. He's gone July, the entire month of July, and he comes back and does SummerSlam. What are we doing? I literally just laid out. He's not working Backlash. If he wins the title, he's not working Backlash. So he's probably going to work Clash in Italy. Maybe Night of Champions in Saudi. But I don't see the point of having Roman Reigns on a card when you might have Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu, or Randy Orton versus Trick Williams, or Sami Zayn, or somebody, or Drew McIntyre, somebody. I don't see the point of having Randy Orton, who might be the WWE champion at the time, or Cody Rhodes, somebody being the champion and going up against. Like, it doesn't make sense to have both guys on the card. So if that is the case, then again, Roman might work Clash in Italy, and then he's gone for at least June, July, and then he's back in August. Why would you take the belt off of somebody that at least is there every week? Why would you take the belt off that person? Except if you got a game plan to take the belt off of both of them and put it on somebody like a Gunther or a Seth Rollins. And you can tell a better story with them at this moment. And even with Seth, you can find ways to have Seth have intriguing title matches until Punk comes back, until Bryan comes back. I think it's Bryan and Seth at Backlash, personally. If Seth does that and Seth wins the belt, I think it's going to be, that. But this is why I'm very against this decision. Like, I just having them have a nothing match, it has to mean something. It has to have something. It has to have something to make me give a fuck. And it's like, as much as I love Seth and Gunther, there's gotta be something more on the line. There's gotta be. WrestleMania 42. They're like WrestleMania 41. Look at the women's matches that they have. Look at the women's matches. Stephanie and Liv feel like Charlotte and Tiffany of last year. Liv wins the Royal Rumble. She picks her opponent late as fuck, by the way. I kept saying, man, stop doing this late shit. And then she finally picks Stephanie. And they cannot tell a story. Like, their story sucks. I see people being like, oh, man, I don't know what you're talking about. This is personal. This is bullshit. They have no story. They have no story. I've been said this. The story is Liv and Raquel. That's the fucking story. But instead of them telling that story, they have opted to try to make it seem like it's a personal thing between Liv and Stephanie, and it's not. It's not, bro. It's not. You can call her out her name all the fuck you want, and it still won't mean a fucking thing. I still don't give a generally fuck about this goddamn story. They have no fucking story. None. What they should have done is had Stephanie play with Raquel. Get in her mind. Fuck with Raquel. Tell her that you should have been the one to win the Royal Rumble. This should be me and you for the world title. This should be me and you. But Liv took your spot. You know how Liv took your spot? She threw you out the Royal Rumble. She threw you out of the Royal Rumble. People forget that. Liv threw Raquel out the Royal Rumble. And again, they did this one time and they never talked about it again. They did it one time and never talked about it again. That should have been the storyline. But instead, they've tried to opt for personal, and it doesn't fucking work. Again, you got the dumbasses that will sit there and say, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. This is personal." Okay, it's personal. It's personal. Tell me why. Tell me why. Why is this personal? Why is it personal? What has Liv actually generally done to Stephanie to make it feel personal? What has she done? She just called out a name? That's it? That's personal? That's personal? Shit, Punk told Roman he was going to bury him with his father. That's personal. That's real. This isn't personal. I have no story, and I don't know how to fucking tell a story, so let's just make something up on the fucking fly. This is nothing more than Charlotte and Tiffany from last year. That had all the potential to be a severely great storyline last year, and they couldn't tell a fucking story. I remember saying this shit for months, bro. Like, you could have easily told a better story with Charlotte and Tiffany. That was a way easier story to tell. And they chose to not fucking do it because they don't know how to fucking tell stories. I don't know what the fuck happened. They just fucking forgot to tell stories. That was a real thing they could have done with Stephanie and Liv. And they dropped the fucking ball. This brawling shit gets y'all excited. It don't get me excited. This is a fucking, we got nothing. Let's just have them beat the shit out of each other because we have nothing. So when the match starts on WrestleMania night, whenever this happens, night 1 or 2, I don't want to see a grab. I don't want to see a hold. I don't want to see shit. I want to see you tackle her ass to the ground and start beating the shit out of her. Because if this is supposed to be personal, that's what we're supposed to get to. We're supposed to get to that point where it's like, ring the damn bell. I'm sick of this shit. Ring the bell. Boom, 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 boom. We in this. Let's get it. But that's not what we're going to get. And we all know it. This is why I say this is not personal. Jade and Rhea should just miss WrestleMania. There's no interest in that fucking match. I haven't heard a person flat out say, I am looking forward to Jade and Rhea. Not a fucking soul is saying that shit. And if you are a fucking fanboy of Rhea, or you're a fanboy of fucking Jade. There is not a fucking soul that really is watching this shit that is like, man, you know what match I'm really looking forward to? Jade and Rhea. Ain't a fucking soul saying this. Ain't a soul saying this shit. You know why? Because nobody cares. Nobody cares. I have said this for fucking months. They should have never taken the belts, the tag team titles, off of Rhea and Io. That was very stupid. You only did it because you wanted to create a storyline for Jade and Rhea. I wouldn't even say create a storyline for Jade and Rhea. That's a fucking lie. I'm sorry, I lied. You only did it because Rhea was a name that you wanted to sell to the people. And still, it's not fucking selling. Because nobody gives a fuck about this storyline. I gotta hear Rhea try to cut a promo. I'm good. I gotta hear Jade try to cut a promo. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just can we skip to WrestleMania with this storyline? Because there's no storyline. There is no storyline. There's nothing. This match is nothing. It sucks. It's not good. They literally didn't. This is how stupid they are at booking. There was a story to be told with Jade in the faction she now has. There was a story to be told. You could have planted the seeds of B-Fab turning on Rhea at Mania. You could have had that play out at Mania. If Jade kept the belt at Mania because B-Fab helped her, it would have made sense. Now, I get it if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I don't know if Rhea is going to be on SmackDown after Mania, because if she doesn't win the belt, why would she be on SmackDown? But I've been said, move Rhea ass to SmackDown. It doesn't make sense. I've said it numerous times. If I was WWE, I would have moved Stephanie ass to SmackDown. I would have moved Stephanie to SmackDown, and I would have had Stephanie versus Julia for the WWE Women's title. That's what the fuck I would have done. I would have had Stephanie on fucking SmackDown. I would have had Io win the world title at WrestlePalooza. I've said shit numerous times. I would have had Io win the title at WrestlePalooza. I would have had Stephanie go to SmackDown, win the WWE Championship on SmackDown, and then I would have had Julia and Stephanie at WrestleMania because I know the fucking match they could put on. I know what they can do. I know the storyline they could tell, and I don't have to do too much work because people will be interested. What I would have done with the women's world title, I would have had Raquel beat Io. Raquel goes against Liv. That's the fucking match at WrestleMania. Why? It fucking tells a story. It makes sense. This slow burning shit is getting annoying. I get that you want to tell long term stories. There's no more long term story to tell with the Judgment Day. Get this shit over with. Hell, if she wasn't hurt, or I think she had like an illness, I would have had it a triple threat match with Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne. That would have been ways. I would have fixed this shit. Now, what people would have said, what would you do with Jade? Have her be the host of WrestleMania. Because you got to set this shit out. Bianca's not there. I can't give you a match if Bianca's not fucking there. Now, you could have done what you probably wanted to do, and then maybe you would have done this. And maybe if Chelsea wasn't hurt, you could have had Jordan Grace and Jade Cargill for the U.S. title. Chelsea Green, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Jordan Grace for the U.S. Women's title. I would have preferred that. And have it a fatal four-way elimination match. Why the fuck not? There are ways you could have booked this WrestleMania. There are so many. There's so many ways you could have booked this WrestleMania, man. I know people are gonna be like, "So what the hell do you do with Rhea?" If you would have planned it perfectly, you could have had Rhea. You could have had Rhea and Io, the tag team champions, going into WrestleMania against the Bella Twins, Bayley, Laura Valkyria, and Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and Charlotte and Alexa. Done. There could have been a way that you could have done that. There's a way you could have fucking done that. And you chose not to fucking do it. Speaking of Becky and AJ, that match feel more fucking personal than the other two fucking matches. And they're the main events. They're the title matches of the women's division. And I can tell you right out the gate, Becky and AJ feel way more personal than this shit. Then both of those matches, they feel way more fucking personal. And here's how crazy this is. I don't want to see that match at all. And the crazy part is, it might actually be a better match. This time around, it might actually be a better match than their match at Elimination Chamber. Again, AJ hadn't been in the ring for 10 fucking years. By herself, she hadn't been in the ring in 10 years. I expect her to be better in the ring aspect. Looking at her match against Bayley, it's probably going to be better for her this time around. Becky is what Becky is in the ring. She's pretty good in the ring when she has the right opponent. Hopefully this shit makes sense this time. What I do not want is Jessica Carr to be a part of this. I like Jessica Carr, but if she's the reason for why AJ keeps the belt or Becky wins the belt, that's fucking stupid. I think you're playing into a storyline that we all know that might not fucking end with the results that we want. So it doesn't make sense to have this woman continuously be put in this storyline with Becky Lynch if she can't physically do shit. It makes no sense. Now, could she become a wrestler? Yeah. But why the fuck do you want to have a referee versus somebody like a Becky Lynch? What the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why? There are ways you could have done this. So many different ways. But their match felt more like a WrestleMania match than the actual two main title matches you have. That's insane to me. And by the way, why the hell was neither one of them on fucking Raw? Madison Square Garden, biggest crowd you got right now at WrestleMania for the WrestleMania, and you sat there and had no Becky Lynch and no AJ Lee. What? What? Okay, well, man. Yeah, I don't care about WrestleMania, man. Cody and Randy. Cody and Randy is nothing more than John Cena and Cody Rhodes from last year. That's all it is. I told you, all they're doing is just making this shit up. They're just doing all of the shit they did last year, just trying to make it a little bit better. It's literally Cody Rhodes and John Cena from last year. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay. John Cena turned heel on Cody Rhodes and left him a bloody fucking mess. Randy Orton turned heel on Cody Rhodes and left him a bloody fucking mess. Seems like the same shit to me. John Cena had a fucking celebrity, a musician in his corner. Travis Scott. Who's in the middle of this fucking storyline? Jelly Roll. Yep, seems like the same shit to me. Oh, what? What? Because one's a rapper and one's a country star? Same shit. Well, one's black and one's white? One's skinny and one's fat? The fuck are we talking about? It's the same shit. Same story. And we all know who supposedly took John Cena's soul. And Randy is getting on the phone with people, and Randy's taking phone calls telling him he's a killer and he needs to listen to the voices in his head. Damn, Rock, is that you? It's the same fucking storyline. It is the same fucking storyline. I don't know. I don't know if you realize that. It's the same storyline. What has changed? What, oh, like I said this when this shit happened. I said this is literally the same thing we got last year. All they did now is just replace John Cena with Randy Orton, replace Travis Scott with Jelly Roll, and now you got a mysterious motherfucker on the phone that may or may not be The Rock. And hopefully this time around, we actually get a fucking payoff at WrestleMania 42. Because we damn sure didn't get it last year. It's the same fucking story, bro. This is why I have little to no interest in this fucking storyline. Excuse me. There's no storyline that makes sense. This shit is the same fucking story that they told last year with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. All they did was replace John Cena with Randy Orton, replace Travis Scott with Jelly Roll. And now they got a mysterious motherfucker on the phone telling Randy Orton to listen to the voices in his head and that he needs to be a killer again. Oh, he needs to be an apex predator again. Wow, that sounds like somebody telling him he should sell his soul to be his champion. Same fucking story, bro. Same fucking story. I just laid out all the evidence, and I promise you, it's gonna. When I clip this, I'm promising you, it's gonna be somebody in the comments saying, "I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, I'm just saying shit. Oh, you a mark. Oh, you." Because you didn't listen to what the fuck I just said. I laid out all that evidence, all that shit, and guess what the fuck you gonna still say? Oh, I don't know shit. Lie to yourself, nigga. Don't lie to me. I've told y'all this numerous times. Nigga, lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. It's the same fucking story. What changed? I literally just told you what happened. They replaced John Cena with Randy Orton. They replaced Travis Scott with Jelly Roll. It may or may not be The Rock on the phone with Randy Orton. Yep, sound like the same fucking story to me. Just last year, we got no real conclusion to what the fuck started at Elimination Chamber. This year, we might actually get it. We might actually get it. Does it make the match better? No. Does it make the story better? No. Do I care? No. Do I want to watch this match? No. I don't give a fuck. The only match that feels actual like WrestleMania and actually has the build, the hype, the excitement is Old Man Brock. But before I get into that, Trick Williams and Sami Zayn are fighting for the U.S. title. Now, people know that Sami is now the U.S. champion after beating Carmelo Hayes. And since Friday, there has been a discourse, obviously, on social media, IWC or not. It's been a very distasteful discourse. I don't say distasteful. That's wrong. That's a wrong word. I'm sorry. It's been a very what the fuck are you doing discourse on social media. Let me say it like that. Do I like this? No. Do I think it's a good idea? No. I think Sami and Trick could have had a match one-on-one without a title. I really do. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. But the reasons for why people don't like this decision is not the same reasons why I don't like the decision. I personally think Carmelo Hayes deserved to be at WrestleMania. That's fucking stupid. To take him off of the WrestleMania card at this point in the game. Again, Friday will mark 2 weeks before WrestleMania. So for you to take him off the card this close to WrestleMania without any verification that this man may be on the card or may not be on the card is very stupid. You have been telling a story between Sami and Trick for months. You did not need to add a title to this matchup, especially a title that you took away from another person just to then put it on someone that is and may be very, very discarded, discredited, and hated, definitely. And you're not doing yourself any favors with trying to build this fucking dude. Sami Zayn is a great fucking in-ring performer. He could cut a fucking promo too. But at this point in his career, people are fucking sick and tired of him. And I've always said this. The only reason why people don't like Sami Zayn is because he betrayed Roman Reigns. That's it. There's no reason to not like Sami Zayn outside of he betrayed Roman Reigns. We all know how the IWC feels about that motherfucker. That's really why people don't like Sami Zayn. Just betrayed Roman Reigns. He left the bloodline. How dare he leave the bloodline? They gave him relevance. They gave him shut the fuck up. Sami Zayn is an incredible in-ring performer. That man can fucking wrestle his ass off. Is his character stale as shit? Oh fuck yeah. But this is why I was the only one that said on fucking for months that kept saying, hey man, you give Sami Zayn the US title, you give him an open challenge, and you build his character back up by being a in-ring performer. I don't know what giving him this US title at this point would actually generally do, because I'm not looking at WrestleMania. I'm looking at after WrestleMania. What does it do? And this is another reason why I don't like the decision to take the belt off of Carmelo Hayes and put it on Sammy, because I know what you're going to do at WrestleMania, which is Carmelo Hayes is going to screw Trick Williams if he's not put in a title match. And even if he is put in a title match, he's still going to screw Trick Williams out of the title. So what the fuck is the point? Why would you do that? I would have preferred you building a story with Melo, Trick, and Sammy for the last couple of weeks. It would have made sense. You could have had Trick and Melo kind of interact a couple times, kind of get back to that Trick Melo gang. Something. You could have done something. You could have had Sammy go up to Melo and say, hey man, don't let Trick get in your head. He's trying to just get the title from you. You know, he's trying to take your WrestleMania spot. There's so many fucking things you could have done. And you chose not to fucking do it. You chose to then take the belt off of Melo when you've been telling a whole nother fucking story with Melo and Ilya Dragunov. And now I look at this and say, then what the fuck are you doing with Ilya Dragunov? Because I just told y'all Seth is fighting Gunther. And I thought that would be the match. I thought Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov would be the match. And now it seems like that's not the match. So what the fuck are you doing? Because I know damn well Triple H is not going to leave Ilya Dragunov off the card. You do realize how much he fucking loves that dude, right? So now you're going to leave Ilya Dragunov, who's also going to be at his first WrestleMania. So you're going to leave Ilya off the card and Carmelo? And this is why I keep continuously say Friday night is going to be a very interesting Friday night, particularly for that title, because you cannot leave Melo off the card. But I damn sure know Triple H ain't leaving fucking Ilya off the card. So if that is the case, build this story. I'm still giving them a chance. I'm giving them a chance. I'm going to let them have this moment, but I'm going to give them a chance to figure this shit out. Do I think Melo is going to win the title belt back? No. Do I think Trick is going to win at WrestleMania? I don't. This is why I say I think they're going to keep it the same. I think it's going to be Trick versus Sammy. Why? Because you want to push this to Backlash. You want people to actually want to watch Backlash. And keeping the belt on Sammy, as much as y'all hate the decision, if you find out that Sammy's got to defend that title against Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes at Backlash, you're only tuning in to watch him lose. They're going to do this and hold out for another month. How much y'all want to fucking bet? I personally would want Trick to win about at WrestleMania. It makes fucking sense. But because they have to now play this storyline of Melo got screwed over, so did Trick. That's the fucking story. Melo and Trick versus Sammy at Backlash. I'm telling y'all this shit now. That's the match. Trick is not going to win the belt at WrestleMania. And if he does, I will be wrong and I will be so fucking happy. I would be the happiest wrong person on the planet. But I've watched this shit my whole life. And I've seen this shit. This close to Mania, you took the belt off of off of Carmelo Hayes to put it on Sami Zayn to then have him lose the belt 2 weeks later to Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Even if it makes logical sense to do it. Melo comes out, he screws Sami Zayn, but he's not going to screw Sami Zayn. Why the fuck would he screw Sami Zayn? Well, Sami Zayn didn't do shit except move and Trick hit him with the goddamn Lumia Fall or whatever the fuck he had in his hand. Why would he screw Sami out there? It doesn't make sense. That is why I say dumbass WWE is going to do this, and I'm telling y'all this now. I'm getting y'all prepared. Sammy's going to keep the belt after Mania. He's going to win the belt. He's going to keep the belt. He's going to beat Trick because of Melo. In Backlash, we're going to get a triple threat match between Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn. I'm trying to give y'all this now because I don't trust WWE. And I know y'all are very I don't want to fuck that shit. I'm telling y'all this now. I've seen this enough in my life to know how WWE books shit. They're gonna book this fucking match just like this. Carmelo Hayes is going to get Carmelo's gonna come out and he's gonna screw Trick. Not because he wants to, but because Trick screwed him and he feels like he has to make it up. Might be intentional, might be inverted, might not. He might have not wanted to do it, but he will. And then the next couple of weeks, because Backlash is only May 9th. And then they're gonna build to Backlash May 9th, and then there's gonna be Melo, Sammy, Trick for the US title. And that's how Trick is gonna win a belt. Trick's gonna win that Backlash, which is stupid to do it when he could have had a fucking WrestleMania moment, but they're gonna do it at Backlash. Now they could do it stupidly and have Sammy keep the fucking belt after Backlash, but I don't see the point of having a belt on Sammy after Backlash because Trick and Melo are clearly going to be the direction moving forward. That's the direction moving forward. Y'all do know that, right? That's the direction moving forward. It's gonna be Trick and Melo, which is also why I don't like Cody and Randy too, because I feel like we're not getting any story between these two, because there's no story to be told until after Mania. This is why I did not want this fucking match, because there's no story to be told, because they're not gonna do it until after Mania. So what the fuck is the point of having a storyline or having a match with no storyline? Your biggest event of the fucking year, there's no story. You're gonna have a title change with no story. I don't understand this shit. Like I said, Femi and Brock Lesnar is the only match I care about on his entire fucking card. I've seen both cards. I don't give a shit about none of these matches. This is the only match I give a fuck about. And the only reason why I care about this is because Oba has to go over. There is no way around this shit. There is no fucking extra. I said last week, people that continuously sit here and tell people, oh man, Oba could lose to Brock Lesnar. It'd be all right. No, the fuck it won't. See, y'all keep getting this shit confused because you keep hearing the crowd cheer Oba. And if Oba's first real test at the top is Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and he fucking loses, guess what the fuck I see you as now? A fucking loser. You can't beat top talent. You can't beat these fucking guys. Yeah, you can do everything in your power 2 years later, but at the end of the day, you lost to Brock fucking Lesnar at WrestleMania. What the fuck do I need to believe in? You don't kill a fucking star on the rise like that. You did that once. His name was Braun Strowman. How the fuck did that work out? Stop telling people, oh, he can lose. He's okay. He can lose. You sound stupid. If Oba does not beat Brock Lesnar, he is fucked. There is no reason at that moment to then push Oba moving forward, especially not for the first of this fucking year. The fuck is the? He's a mid-carder now. Congratulations. You had a chance to beat one of the most accomplished fucking wrestlers of all time, combat performers of all time, and they chose to then sit there and know that you're more of the future than he is at this moment, chose to let you lose to Brock fucking Lesnar, who's on borrowed fucking time. And you may or may not get your get back before Minnesota, where we all know he's losing to Gunther in his retirement match. If Oba does not go over Brock Lesnar, you fucking killed this kid's career on fucking sight. And I'm sick and fucking tired of people sitting there saying, no, it won't. Yes, the fuck it will. How many fucking people you seen lose at Mania and then turn? I literally said last week, we saw a motherfucker win at Mania, beat John Cena, and his fucking career is nowhere. Austin Theory beat John Cena, and it ain't been shit since. Stop telling people that Brock Lesnar, Oba could lose to Brock, and it won't hurt his career. Are you fucking stupid? Are you that stupid? Are you that dumb? Do you not understand wrestling? But that's these fake ass fans. Oba needs to be Brock. There is no way around this shit. You want to keep the momentum going. You want to keep pushing this man to the fucking stratosphere. You want to create a new main event talent. Then Oba beats Brock. There's no questions about this. He slays the beast. Done. Matter of fact, if I was again, like I said, if I was fucking WWE, I wouldn't even waste all that energy. I would have Oba come in, fucking hit that motherfucker with a fall from get Brock, let Brock do his little suplex city shit. Oba pop up after the third suplex and fucking wail his ass and toss his ass like a little ass boy and then fall for grace. And then he realizes, nah, I need to do it again. This is WrestleMania. I need to put a fucking exclamation point on this motherfucker. And he picks him up and do it fucking again. And then he realizes, you know what? And everybody in the car like, again. And he does it again. He needs to beat Brock's ass. There is no way around this shit. You don't build this kid to be the one to beat Brock Lesnar and then lose at fucking Mania. That's stupid. That's absolutely, positively fucking stupid. Oba needs to be Brock. There's no way around this. All in all, WrestleMania 42 is nothing more than WrestleMania 41. No build, no stories, no nothing. And now you are adding John Cena to the fray because you have no. Hey man, Aria Emanuel, since you ran out and called The Rock last year for Elimination Chamber, why the fuck you didn't call The Rock this year? Or maybe because his fucking number changed on you and you don't give a fuck about wrestling no more. Because his money, his bottom line was Hollywood didn't want to fuck with me until the Smashing Machine came out and I got nominated for a Golden Globe. Let's get real. Let's get fucking for real. The Rock's back in good graces for Hollywood. He ain't coming back no time soon. And I wish people would stop asking for this nigga. But since you want to sit there and talk about selling tickets, why you going to get John Cena? Why you can't get The Rock? Anyway, that's it. I'm done. WrestleMania's damn near 2 weeks, and shit, I don't care about this goddamn card. I don't give a shit about this WrestleMania. But we'll deal with it when we get here. Like I said, I'll be back to do Wrestling Life, actually. Rating review show for NXT Stand and Deliver this weekend. I got to write the card down. But I'll be back to do that this Saturday. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I haven't done a NXT rating review show in a minute. I haven't done one since shit. I can't even remember when I did the last rating review show for NXT. But yeah, NXT. Um, yeah, NXT. Rating review show, Stand and Deliver this Saturday. I'll be doing the rating review show for that, and that'll be this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. I am Brandon Janeau. This is Wrestling Life Deep Dive. Peace.